Once upon a time, there was a king named Brahmadatta, ruling over the city of Benares. In his court, there was a wise and knowledgeable man, known as the Bodhisatta, who became the king's trusted advisor on all matters, be they human or divine. However, the king had a habit of talking constantly, leaving no room for others to speak. The Bodhisatta wanted to find a way to put an end to this constant chatter and waited for an opportunity to do so. In the Himalayan region, there lived a tortoise in a serene pond. Two young wild geese became friends with the tortoise while searching for food, and they grew very close over time. One day, the geese invited the tortoise to their beautiful home on a plateau of Mount Chittakuta inside a cave made of gold. Excitedly, the tortoise agreed to join them on their journey. The geese, however, laid down one condition. They said, "Friend Tortoise, we'll take you with us, but you must promise to keep your mouth shut and not utter a word to anyone during the journey." The tortoise readily agreed. "Sure, I can do that. Take me along." The geese then made the tortoise hold a stick firmly between his teeth while they each held onto one end. With a mighty leap, they soared into the sky, carrying the tortoise along with them. The village children witnessed this remarkable sight and shouted, "Look, two geese are carrying a tortoise by a stick." As they flew swiftly, they reached the skies above the king's palace in Benares. Suddenly, the tortoise felt the urge to respond to the curious onlookers. "Well, if my friends are carrying me, what business is it of yours?" Unfortunately, he couldn't resist speaking and released the stick from between his teeth, causing him to plummet down to the palace courtyard, where he tragically split in two. The commotion was intense as people cried out, "A tortoise has fallen into the courtyard and broken in two." Upon hearing the commotion, King Brahmadatta, accompanied by Bodhisatta and his entire court, rushed to the scene. Seeing the broken tortoise, the king turned to the Bodhisatta and asked, "Wise sir, what caused this creature to fall?" The Bodhisatta saw this as the perfect opportunity to convey his message to the talkative king. "Now is my chance. I have long wanted to advise the king, and this is the right moment," he thought. "I believe the truth is this," he began. The tortoise and the geese became friends. The geese intended to carry him to Himalaya, so they made him hold the stick between his teeth and lifted him into the air. Then he must have overheard something and wanted to reply. Unable to keep his mouth shut, he let go of the stick, causing him to fall from the sky and meet his demise. With that, he continued, addressing the king directly. "O king, those who talk too much and fail to set limits to their speech often meet with such misfortune." The king misunderstood that the Bodhisatta was speaking about him and inquired directly, "Are you talking about me?" The Bodhisatta replied calmly, "Whether it's you, O great king, or someone else, excessive talking can lead to such misery." His words made the point crystal clear. From that day onwards, King Brahmadatta learned his lesson, refrained from excessive talking, and became a man of few words. So, the story teaches us several valuable lessons. The primary lesson is the perils of talking too much, without restraint. The tortoise's inability to control its urge to speak ultimately led to its demise. Practicing self-restraint and thinking before speaking can save us from unnecessary trouble and regret. It reminds us to be mindful of our words and to recognize that excessive talking can lead to adverse consequences. The second lesson is about the importance of listening. Listening attentively allows us to understand others better and make informed decisions. Also very important is the value of advice. The Bodhisatta's role as the king's advisor illustrates the importance of having wise counsel. Accepting guidance and advice from knowledgeable individuals can prevent us from making hasty decisions and help us see situations from different perspectives. These lessons serve as a timeless reminder for us to be mindful of our communication and to strive for wisdom and moderation in our words and actions. This is Inspired Data. Thank you for watching. If you want more life-changing lessons, share true stories, subscribe to this channel. You can also go and watch any of the other videos on this channel. And don't forget, you have the power to change your life.